Hello, everyone. Welcome to Learn English with Podcast. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Tony. Hi, listeners.
Today, we have a fun and spooky topic for you. We are talking about scary stories on the road.
Yes, creepy stories that happen during road trips.
We all love road trips, right? But sometimes, strange things can happen. Tony, do you like road trips?
Oh, I love them. But sometimes they can be a bit scary. Like once, I was driving at night, and I saw something very strange.
Oh, tell us more. What did you see?
Well, it was very dark, and I was driving alone. Suddenly, I saw a figure standing by the road. When I looked again, it was gone.
Oh, wow, that sounds scary. I had a similar experience once. I was with my friends, and our car broke down in the middle of nowhere. We heard strange noises all night.
That's creepy. Road trips can be fun, but they can also be full of surprises. Today, we have some guests who will share their scary road stories with us.
Yes, we have some great stories for you. But first, let's welcome our first guest.
Our first guest is Sam. Hi, Sam. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Tony. Thanks for inviting me.
Sam, can you tell us your scary road story?
Sure. It happened last year when I was driving home from a friend's house. It was late at night, and I was on a lonely road.
Oh, sounds spooky already.
Yes, it was. I was driving slowly because it was foggy. Suddenly, I saw a woman standing in the middle of the road. I stopped the car and got out, but no one was there.
Wow, that's really scary. Did you feel scared?
Yes, very. I quickly got back in the car and drove away.
I would do the same. Did you tell anyone about it?
Yes, I told my family. They said I must have imagined it, but I know what I saw.
Sometimes our minds can play tricks on us, especially at night.
Yes, but sometimes these things are real. Thanks for sharing your story, Sam.
You're welcome.
So, listeners, what do you think about Sam's story? Do you believe in ghosts?
Good question, Nikki. I'm not sure, but I love hearing these stories.
Me too. Now, let's hear from our next guest, Lily. Hi, Lily. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Tony. I'm excited to be here.
We're happy to have you, Lily. Can you tell us your scary road story?
Of course. It happened 2 years ago when I was on a road trip with my friends. We were driving through a forest at night.
Forests at night can be very scary.
Yes, they can. Our car suddenly stopped, and we couldn't start it again. We decided to wait until morning, but then we heard footsteps outside the car.
Oh no. What did you do?
We stayed inside the car and didn't move. The footsteps came closer and closer. We were so scared.
That sounds terrifying. Did you see anyone?
No, we didn't. The footsteps stopped, and we stayed awake all night. In the morning, we checked outside, but there was no one there.
That's really creepy, Lily. Did the car start in the morning?
Yes, it did. We were so happy to leave that place.
I can imagine. Thank you for sharing your story, Lily.
Thank you, Nikki and Tony.
So, Nikki, what do you think about these stories?
They are really scary. But it's interesting to hear different experiences.
Yes, it is. And it's a good way to practice English, too.
Absolutely. Now, let's continue with our spooky stories. Our next guest is John. Hi, John. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Tony. Thanks for having me.
Hi, John. We are excited to hear your story. Can you tell us what happened?
Sure. It happened 3 years ago. I was driving home from a family reunion. It was late at night, and I was very tired.
Driving when you're tired can be dangerous.
Yes, it can. I decided to take a short nap in my car. I parked by the side of the road and fell asleep.
That sounds like a good idea to stay safe.
Yes, but when I woke up, it was very strange. My car was not where I parked it. It was in the middle of the road.
What? How did that happen?
I have no idea. The doors were locked, and there was no one around. I quickly drove home, very scared.
That's really strange, John. Did you ever find out what happened?
No, I didn't. It's a mystery.
Wow, that's a very creepy story. Thank you for sharing it with us, John.
You're welcome.
These stories are getting spookier. What do you think, Nikki?
I think I'm going to be scared on my next road trip, but it's fun to hear these stories.
Yes, it is. Now, let's welcome our next guest, Maria. Hi, Maria. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Tony. I am grateful to be here.
We're glad you're here, Maria. Can you tell us your scary road story?
Sure. This happened last summer. I was on a road trip with my boyfriend. We were driving through the mountains.
Mountains can be very beautiful, but also very scary at night.
Yes, it was getting dark, and we were looking for a place to camp. We found a small clearing and decided to set up our tent.
That sounds like a nice adventure.
Yes, it was. But in the middle of the night, we heard strange noises outside our tent. It sounded like whispering.
Whispering? That's very scary.
Yes, we were so scared. We stayed in the tent, hoping the noises would go away. But then, we heard footsteps around our tent.
Oh no. What did you do?
We stayed very quiet. After a while, the noises stopped. In the morning, we looked outside, but we didn't see anything. We packed up and left as quickly as we could.
That's really creepy, Maria. Did you ever find out what made the noises?
No, we didn't. But we decided not to camp in the mountains again.
I can understand that. Thank you for sharing your story, Maria.
Thank you.
These stories are really spooky, Nikki. Do you have any more scary road trip stories?
Well, I remember one more time I was driving with my sister and we got lost. It was very dark and we ended up on a dirt road. Suddenly, our car lights went out.
Oh no, what did you do?
We stopped the car and tried to fix the lights, but they wouldn't turn on. We were really scared, but then we saw another car coming. It stopped, and a kind man helped us fix the lights. We were so relieved.
That's a nice ending. It's good to know there are helpful people out there.
Yes, it is. And now, let's welcome our next guest, Emily. Hi, Emily. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Nikki and Tony. I'm happy to be here.
Hi, Emily. We can't wait to hear your story. Can you tell us what happened?
Of course. This happened when I was a teenager. I was on a road trip with my family. We were driving through a desert.
Deserts can be very hot and lonely places.
Yes, it was very hot. And we were low on gas. We saw a gas station in the distance and decided to stop there.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yes, but when we got there, it looked abandoned. There was no one around, but the lights were on.
That sounds creepy. Did you get gas?
Yes, we decided to use the self-service pump. But as we were filling the tank, we heard a loud bang from inside the building.
That's scary. What did you do?
We quickly finished filling the tank and drove away as fast as we could. We didn't look back.
I would do the same. Thank you for sharing your story, Emily.
You're welcome.
So, listeners, what do you think of these stories? Do you have any scary road trip experiences?
We would love to hear them. Send us your stories, and maybe we will share them in a future episode. We hope you're enjoying our spooky road trip stories. Our next guest is Tim. Hi, Tim. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Tony. I am very happy to be here.
Hi, Tim. We're excited to hear your story. Can you tell us what happened?
Sure. This happened about 5 years ago. I was on a road trip with my college friends. We were driving through a countryside road at night.
Countryside roads can be very dark and quiet at night.
Yes, it was very dark. We were joking and laughing when suddenly our car stopped. We tried to restart it, but it wouldn't start.
That's scary. Did you see anything strange?
Yes, we did. We saw a light coming from the forest. It was moving towards us.
What did you do?
We decided to stay in the car. The light came closer, and we saw it was a lantern. An old man was holding it. He knocked our window.
Oh, wow. What did he want?
He asked if we needed help. We were scared but also relieved. He looked friendly. He told us there was a mechanic nearby and offered to take us there.
Did you go with him?
Yes, we did. He took us to a small house where a mechanic lived. The mechanic fixed our car and we were on our way. But when we tried to thank the old man, he was gone.
That's so strange. Did you ever find out who he was?
No, we didn't. The mechanic said he never saw an old man with a lantern. It was very mysterious.
That's a very spooky story, Tim. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
These stories are really interesting. I hope our listeners are enjoying them too.
Yes, and now let's welcome our next guest, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Nikki and Tony. I'm happy to be here.
Hi, Sarah. We can't wait to hear your story. Can you tell us what happened?
Sure. This happened 2 years ago. I was on a road trip with my best friend. We were driving through a small town late at night.
Small towns can be very quiet and eerie at night.
Yes, it was very quiet. We saw an old motel and decided to stop for the night. The motel looked old and creepy, but we were very tired.
Sometimes old motels can be a bit scary. What happened next?
We checked in and got our room key. As we were walking to our room, we heard strange noises from one of the rooms. It sounded like someone was crying.
That's very creepy. Did you check it out?
Yes, we did. We knocked on the door, but no one answered. We went back to our room, but we couldn't sleep. The crying continued all night.
That must have been really scary. Did you tell the motel staff?
Yes, we did. The next morning, we told the manager. He said there was no one staying in that room. It was supposed to be empty.
That's so strange. What did you do?
We quickly left the motel and continued our trip. We were very scared and didn't stop at any more motels.
I can understand that. Thank you for sharing your story, Sarah.
Thank you.
These stories are really spooky, but it's great to hear them and practice English. Now, let's welcome our next guest, Mike. Hi, Mike. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Nikki. Hi, Tony. Thanks for having me.
Hi, Mike. We're excited to hear your story. Can you tell us what happened?
Sure. This happened 4 years ago. I was driving with my brother late at night. We were on a road trip and decided to take a shortcut through an old, deserted road.
Shortcuts can be tricky, especially at night.
Yes, it was very dark. Suddenly, we saw a house by the side of the road. It looked abandoned, but there was a light in one of the windows.
That sounds creepy. What did you do?
We decided to check it out. We knocked on the door, but no one answered. The door was open, so we went inside.
That's brave. What did you find inside?
The house was empty, but we heard footsteps upstairs. We called out, but no one answered. We were very scared.
I can imagine. Did you go upstairs?
No. We decided to leave. As we were leaving, the light in the window went out. We ran back to our car and drove away as fast as we could.
That's really scary, Mike. Did you ever go back to that house?
No, we didn't. We decided to stick to the main roads after that.
Good idea. Thank you for sharing your story, Mike.
Thank you.
These stories are getting scarier. I hope our listeners are enjoying them.
Yes, and it's a great way to practice English. Now, let's welcome our next guest, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Welcome to the show.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Lisa. We can't wait to hear your story. Can you tell us what happened?
Sure. This happened last winter. I was driving home from a friend's house. It was snowing, and the roads were very slippery.
Snow can make driving very dangerous. What happened?
I was driving slowly when I saw a car stopped on the side of the road. A woman was standing next to it, waving for help.
That sounds like she needed help. Did you stop?
Yes, I did. I got out of the car and asked if she needed help. She said her car wouldn't start, and she needed a ride to the nearest town.
That's nice of you to help. What happened next?
I offered her a ride, and she got in my car. We talked for a while, and she told me she was trying to get home to her family.
That's nice. Did you get her to the town safely?
Yes, I did. But when we got to the town, she suddenly disappeared from my car. I looked around, but she was gone.
That's really spooky. Did you ever find out who she was?
No, I didn't. I asked around in the town, but no one knew her. It was very strange.
That's a mysterious story, Lisa. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
These stories are really interesting. They make me think about all the strange things that can happen on the road. And now, let's take a moment to talk about some useful English words we heard today.
Good idea, Tony.
Yes. Let's review them. Our first word is intriguing. Intriguing means something that is very interesting and makes you want to know more.
For example, the mystery of the old man with the lantern in Tim's story was very intriguing.
Right. Our second word is creepy. Creepy means something that makes you feel nervous and uncomfortable.
Like the strange noises Lily heard outside her tent. Very creepy.
Exactly. Our third word is unsettling. Unsettling means something that makes you feel worried or uncomfortable.
For example, the strange noises outside Lily's tent were very unsettling.
Yes, it was. Our fourth word is bewildered. Bewildered means to be very confused and not sure what to do.
For example, we were bewildered by the mysterious events in Mike's story.
Good example, Nikki. Our fifth word is eerie. Eerie means something that is strange and makes you feel nervous.
Like the old motel where Sarah stayed. It was very eerie.
Yes. Now, let's add two more words. The sixth word is desolate. Desolate means a place that is empty and looks sad because there are no people there.
For example, the abandoned gas station in Emily's story was desolate.
That's true. Our seventh word is apparition. An apparition is a ghost or ghost-like image of a person.
Like, the woman on the road in Sam's story was an eerie apparition.
Great job, Nikki. Listeners, try to remember these words and use them when you talk about scary stories.
Yes, and they're a great way to practice English. Listeners, try using the new words we learned today.
Yes, practice is very important.
We hope you enjoyed all the spooky road trip stories today. They were really creepy and strange.
Yes, they were. And they were a great way to practice our English. Hearing stories in English helps you learn new words and understand how to use them.
Great job, Tony. And listeners, remember to use these words in your own sentences. It will help you remember them better.
Yes, practicing speaking and listening in English is very important. Listening to stories, watching movies, and talking to friends in English are all great ways to improve your skills.
Absolutely. And don't forget to read as well. Reading helps you learn new words and understand how they are used in sentences.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode of Learn English with Podcast. If you liked this episode, please subscribe to our podcast.
Yes, and don't forget to give us a like and share this episode with your friends. The more you practice, the better you will get at English.
Thank you for joining us today. We hope you had fun and learned something new.
We'll be back with more interesting topics and fun stories. Until next time, keep practicing and stay curious.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.